Hey there. Start here. So, I kind of forgot about Clash of Wills after my first rank 1 clear. I was busy with other things at the time, and then we got the series boss battles that got upgraded, and did Chaotic Darkness. So I got that out of the way, and I figured I wanted to come back and do at least one more rank 1 clear with a slightly different team, just in case the first video that I put out for you guys, if you didn't have the units for it, or if there was something wonky, or maybe your units just weren't quite as strong. So I wanted to use a couple of different, slightly different team. Tune down the gear and everything, because my first clear I just kind of went all in with my best units and gear and just cleared it out super quick. I did have only an EX2 fundamental force at that time. I now have an EX3 fundamental force, but I'm not going to use my fundamental force like an EX3. I'm going to use her just like an EX2. So you shouldn't need an EX3 fundamental force to follow this guide. I've made a few changes. So instead of Elena, we're bringing Abigail to tank. Instead of Melissa, we're bringing Sylvie, because I love Sylvie. She's our best girl. And just to show you an alternative to Melissa, Kaito remains, because Kaito is just fantastic for this. If you don't have Kaito, I don't know what you're doing. Kaito has been a staple in Clash of Wills since he arrived 2 years ago. The dude just never stops. He's the Energizer Bunny. He will keep on going forever and ever. Noctis is in here because this is a light team. He is a light unit. He does count as a Clash of Wills unit because he gets the nice Clash of Wills buff. They upgraded him, quote unquote, for Clash of Wills. He does get a nice mod boost to his LB for Clash of Wills. So bringing him along. He's also got some nice support skills in his kit too that could be useful throughout the fight. Hio is here just as a DPS unit. If you don't have Hio, swap him in for any other unit that you might have. He's literally just here as a DPS, a strong DPS unit for Clash of Wills. If you have somebody better, throw him in that slot. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and get to it. Let's make sure we get the fight done first, and then I will show you the gear at the end. All right. So the first boss is honestly kind of stupid. He doesn't really do much. The most annoying thing he does is he will do a counterattack. If you hit him with a physical attack of any kind, he will counter that unit, whichever unit hit him with a physical attack. He counters that unit with a single target dispel and some physical damage. And so there is a limit to the number of times he will do that, and so you can sort of use a unit to absorb all of the counters. In this case, we'll be using Kaito to do that. But other than that, he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of sits there and lets you just beat up on him. So we're going to take advantage of that, and we are going to use Kaito first of all. We're going to shift him. He was in normal form because he's got the Empress's Rod for that turn 1 morale fill. All right, Crashing Wave, Sun Glitter, and Deep Submersion. Now, before we send him, we are going to go ahead and shift Noctis. All right, and he is going to do Enlightga. Return of Dawn for the, this is going to be our biggest light and peril on the team at 135%. And then he can just hit the boss with Armiger Strike. Why not? Okay, so he's just going to go that. And so Noctis will get dispelled on this turn, but that's fine. We don't care. Kaito can go now. He'll also probably get dispelled by the boss. It might just be Noctis. The boss is kind of weird. I think they just forgot to load up the AI on this boss because he literally does nothing except for counter you. All right, Sylvie is going to do Elemental Petals, Elemental Vines, and Paladin's Resolve. We're just trying to build up morale because one of the things this boss does do is just generate a lot of morale for himself. So you gotta fight back the morale. All right, contingency plan, drone cover, and anti-physical. All right, Hio is just going to do Crimson Undermine. We want to make sure Hio does not hit the boss because we don't want him to get dispelled. We are going to do, with Fundamental Force, we're going to do, we can do Nebulous Veil. We'll do Prismatic Field so that we have, because that's the only light amp field that we have on the party. And then we will do, Radiant Sunburst so that she has a 60% light amp for herself. All right, everyone else is just stuck with the measly 35% amp from Enlightga. Yep, so there you go, 500 or 5,000 morale. So I know Noctis got dispelled. Oh, he didn't. See, it's so weird, man. I don't understand this boss. Like, sometimes he does it and sometimes he doesn't. Like, he just decided, I'm not going to do it this turn. Noctis should have gotten dispelled there. So instead he hit Kaito. Like, I don't understand why. Like, this boss makes no sense to me, man. I swear. Like, they screwed something up in the AI with this boss. Seriously. Anyways, we're going to do a little mini burst here. All right, just to put us in good position to kill the boss on turn 4, assuming that your fundamental force is EX2. So we'll go ahead and do a little mini burst with their LBs. Sylvie's going to shift and do her brace shifted LB. Okay. All right, Noctis is just going to do Enlightga again because we're going to assume Noctis got dispelled like he was supposed to, but he didn't. Whatever. All right, he'll do Ruler's Might for the Sword in Peril, and it ends now for the mod boost because he's not going to get dispelled anymore. Okay. Kaito can now do Torrential Downpour for the killers, and then just double Deep Submersion to hit the boss, hopefully absorb the counters, and also build some morale. All right, Abigail is going to, she's just going to build some morale. So we'll do Drone Cover, Anti-Physical, Anti-Magic. Okay, and now Fundamental Force and Hio can do their LBs. Send Fundamental Force first if you want a little extra damage because she does the 40% Fist in Peril. Should do around, right around 30%. Okay. So it looked like he targeted... Did he just target Noctis again? No, okay. Oh my gosh, who did he dispel this time? It's so random. Okay. Sure, because Hio was the last person to hit him. Might as well just dispel Hio. Why not? Why not? Okay, so since Hio got dispelled, we're gonna have to re-imbue with Enlightga, which is fine. It's fine. And honestly, that's the only thing he needs to do. We're not going to hit the boss at all with any physical attacks on this turn. Hio is going to come back and do Tyvus' Spirit. Okay. Fundamental Force is going to do... we're going to do Heavenly Hypernova. We're going to do Supreme Spectrum Plus. All right, that's the 150 amp because this boss has higher defense than it does spirit, whereas the second boss has lower defense and higher spirit, so it's a bit squishier against physical units. So we want the bigger amp for this boss. So we're gonna take that bigger amp, and we might even go ahead and do Limitless Surge for the 400% LB boost because we want to make sure we kill the boss next turn. Like that would be preferable to go ahead and just kill the boss on turn 4. If you don't and you have to go to turn 5, it's also fine. It's not a big deal. The boss again doesn't really do anything. You just re-imbue, do your buffs, killers, all that jazz, and then you're ready to go. Okay, so Fundamental Force should be buffed up and ready to kill next turn. Kaito is going to do Torrential Downpour again for the killers. We're just going to do Sun Glitter, and then we're going to do Mana Few Words to generate morale. Again, we do not want to hit the boss with any physical attacks on this turn because we do not want to get dispelled. Now, if you don't hit the boss with light at all, the boss will do a 90% gravity attack on the team, HP attack. We don't want that either, so we're going to use Abigail to seal that. So here we're just going to do Elemental Vines, Elemental Petals, and Paladin's Resolve. Again, just doing some morale fill, because you got to fill up that morale quick. And Abigail is just going to do triple Support Drone Laser to hit the boss with Magic Light. So that is a Magic Light attack. So it's going to seal the boss, but it's not going to provoke any kind of dispel. So the boss should basically do nothing on this turn. All right, he should do absolutely nothing. There we go. He did nothing. Perfect. All right, so we should be good to go here. So Noctis can now do his LB. Yep. Sylvie is going to chain with him. Okay. Sylvie's just going to do triple clever paladin. Hio is going to shift. You notice he needs a little bit of help on his LB, and that's fine. Okay, we've got it all taken care of. And then Kaito is just going to do, for morale filled, triple deep submersion. Okay. Now I'm going to save Abby just in case we don't kill the boss. If we kill the boss, we want Abby to do her SLB. It just takes a little bit of the sting out of the MP attack. It's still going to drain most of the MP, if not all, from most of the party, but it's still good to have it up anyways. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to send Noctis, Sylvie, and Kaito first. As soon as we send Sylvie, that's going to fill up Hio, so we'll swap him over to LB and be ready to go. So let's do that. Okay, he's ready to go. Again, send Fundamental Force first in the chain order if you want to make sure Hio gets the big 50% Fist in Peril. All right, so we killed the boss. Perfect. Abigail will do her SLB. Now again, it's probably going to end up stealing the MP from most of the party. Okay, but hopefully, I think Abigail should come out with at least some MP. Yeah, so good. We're not totally drained. We hit our damage cap. Perfect. All right. All right. So this boss is much squishier against physical damage. So should have no problem killing this boss on turn 4 whatsoever. All right. So we're going to, once again, we'll do our contingency plan to get started. We'll do drone cover and drone decoy. Okay. Kaito. Once again, we'll do Torrential Downpour, Sun Glitter, and Crashing Waves. All right, Noctis is again going to do Enlightka, Return of Dawn for the 135 in Peril, and then you can just hit him with like Armiger Strike or something. Again, it doesn't really matter too much because we don't have to worry about counters against this boss. This boss only counters you if you hit it with magic. So the previous boss counters if you hit it with physical. This one counters if you hit it with magic. We're not going to hit it with any magic, so we don't have to worry about it. All right, Sylvie is going to come back to normal. All right, she is going to do Compassionate Knight because we do have to worry about ailments against this boss, so make sure you're upping your ailment resists, Elemental Petals, and Elemental Vines for mitigations. Fundamental Force is going to come in and do Nebulous Veil for the mitigations, and it looks like that's about it. That's about all she can do, and that's fine. That's really all she needs to do. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we needed to wait for Sylvie. We just needed to wait for Sylvie to give her the MP. All right, Nebulous Veil. We don't need to worry about any of that stuff right now. You could go ahead and do Celestial Aegis for the 1,000 morale, because that's, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like 1,000 morale is 1,000 morale, so let's go ahead and take it. And then let's do Radiant Starburst so that she has the 60% light amp. We're going to go ahead and do Crimson Undermine for the breaks and morale, and then Breaker because we don't need to worry about getting hit with counters on this one. All right, and we don't need to worry about re-upping our Prismatic Veil because it lasts for 10 turns, so we should still have our light amp for the remainder of this fight. We'll have to re-up it for the next one. All right, so again, we're going to do a little mini burst here. Okay. Sylvie's going to shift, do her brace shifted LB. Okay, Noctis. Yeah, Noctis, we'll just go ahead. We'll just do another Enlightka. Ruler's Might, and it ends now, so that he's ready for the burst on turn 4. Kaito, again, just does... Oh, he's got Deadly Stream now, so let's do Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, so that we have the 90% breaks. Okay, and Abby can just do drone cover, anti-physical, anti-magic. Okay, and yeah, let's do a little baby burst here. Perfect. Okay. Sylvie comes back to normal. Oh, come on. Actually, you know what we can do? She doesn't need to come back to normal. I don't know what I'm doing. She'll do Paladin's Defense for the Mirage stack. She'll do Poached Demon on Fundamental Force. And then just Cheerful Paladin Strike for some morale fill. Alright, Noctis can come back to normal, where he'll do Tyvus' Spirit for the mod boost. Kaito just says Torrential Downpour. Double Deep. Yeah, we don't really need to do her SLB if we don't want to, and let's just assume your Abby is only EX2, so I'll say that we don't really need it. We'll re-up her Drone Decoy, and anti-physical, sure. All right, so let's get prepped for another burst. All right, we'll do Heavenly Hypernova. We'll do Supreme Spectrum. Yeah, for the 100% amp, but we're going to save, obviously we're going to save Limitless Surge for another time. And then we will do, I don't think we really need to worry about any of these other ones. So yeah, we'll just hit the boss with like Galactic Sunder, I guess. And Hio can just do, yeah, Triple Breaker. Okay, to fill up his LB and do a bit more morale fill, although we're already at 200%, so it's not like it really matters. All right. Okay. So we are now in good position to murder the boss next turn. We've evaded all the physicals. Okay, so yeah, Kaito can even join in on the fun on this one and do his LB. Why not? Okay. Royal Armiger, Sylvie can chain with him, and then LB. Okay. All right, and yeah, Abby can just go ahead and do her SLB. Why not? Okay, and yeah, this should definitely kill the boss. Like, I mean, there should be no question about it. This boss is very squishy against physical damage, and we've already got him knocked down to 50%. He is going down without a question. Okay, yeah, he was dead even before Fundamental Force's final hit, so, I mean, we should be doing like 6 or 7 billion here, which the boss only has like 6 billion HP, I think, so 6.4, yeah, so easily killing the boss from there. All right, so now the big boy, the final boss. Now, in my first clear, you know, I did my big burst on turn 4 and then just finished off like what was left on turn 5, even with the defense and spirit buffs. This time we're going to approach it a little bit differently because our team's not as strong. So we're actually just going to wait. We're going to wait until turn 6 to do our first burst when the defense and spirit buffs wear off naturally. We'll do our big burst. He's going to re-up some undispellable buffs, but Kaito will then use his special ability to knock them off so that we can finish the boss on turn 7. So that is the plan. All right, let's see how it goes. Okay. So we're going to, honestly, like for these first few turns, it's just twiddling our thumbs. We'll do Prismatic Field to make sure our Amp Field never goes away. We'll do like Radiant Starburst and then like Galactic Sunder. Honestly, doesn't matter here. Hio will do his usual Crimson Undermine, Breaker Breaker. We don't have to worry about, you know, counters of any kind here. On this one, all he really has to do is Enlightga, just to imbue the party, I think. We're going to bring him back to normal form because he's going to use Tyvus' Spirit next turn, and then Gilded Bracer the turn after that to extend all of his mod boosts and all that stuff. All right, so we'll go and do that. Yeah, let's just imbue everybody with light. I think that should be fine for this turn. All right, Sylvie's going to come back to normal and do Sylvie things. We're finally going to get to use her Burgeoning Defense. And then Compassionate Knight for ailment resists and a little bit of HP heal, which is going to be necessary. And then we can do, let's do Elemental Petals for the physical mitigations. Kaito will do Torrential Downpour, Crashing Wave to get rid of the buffs, the attack and mag buffs at least. You can't get rid of anything else. And then we'll just do like we'll do Natural Flux, so there's at least some light in peril there. And Abigail will do her usual contingency plan. Let's do our Kiraga. That would be helpful. And a drone cover. And I think that should do, yeah, that should get us through, I think. We'll find out, right? There we go. So yeah, Sylvie is passive provoking, but as you can see, it does, you know, practically nothing thanks to the physical mitigations. So the boss does a lot of physical on turn 1, and then he'll do some magical. So we need to make sure we have our magical mitigations ready for this turn. So we'll do Elemental Petals, Vines, and Paladin's Resolve. Okay, she doesn't really need to do anything else. Kaito from here on out basically is just going to do Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Sun Glitter. Okay, just to make sure our killers, our 90% break is good. Hio on this turn, yeah, he can just breaker, breaker, breaker. Yeah, we're just kind of maintaining our morale at this point. We'll do Triple Galactic Sunder. Noctis will do Tyvus' Spirit, and then we'll use Gilded Bracer next turn. If you don't have the Gilded Bracer, it's not a deal breaker. But it helps units like Noctis who have that preemptive LB boost, which normally wears off after turn 5. And since we're doing our burst on turn 6, it's going to maintain Noctis's preemptive LB boost all the way out to turn 10. We can also take advantage of Tyvus' Spirit by extending that for another 5 turns. So we'll use, so that means when we use it next turn, it'll extend it all the way out to like turn 8, I think. Okay. Yeah, send these guys, and then basically, Abby can just do drone cover, decoy, and doesn't really matter, anti-physical maybe. Okay, so there's the magic damage, but we've got the big barrier. We're pretty heavily mitigated against it, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay. All right. So I'm basically just going to reload. Let's see. It's turn 3 now. I don't really need to worry about any of this stuff yet. Yeah, I'll use it next turn. We've already re-upped our prismatic veil. So yeah, they can just reload and go again. It doesn't really matter. Kaito also will just, again, torrential downpour, deadly stream, sun glitter. Noctis will use gilded bracer on himself. Okay, Sylvie. Yeah, Sylvie can just continue doing Sylvie things. We'll do petals, vines, and we'll re-up our ailment resists, so we make sure we're good there. Abigail will just do drone decoy, magic, physical. Yeah, we're just kind of twiddling our thumbs, and it honestly doesn't matter how much damage we do because the boss is going to do a 20% heal on turn 5 anyways. So this is literally just us kind of twiddling our thumbs and maintaining our morale at 200%. Okay. So Abigail's SLB is ready. Assuming yours is EX2, so she can do her SLB to maintain our 85% mitigations because Sylvie's have worn off. Okay. Sylvie on this turn can just do blah, 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 blah. Yeah, she'll just keep doing what she does. Doesn't really matter. She can do Paladin's Defense, why not, for some Mirage. We'll do Paladin's Resolve and Compassionate Knight. How about that? Alright, so now Fundamental Force can do something slightly different. We can do Astral Energy now, which does the killers for all the races for 5 turns. We can do... what are you doing? You goof. Stop that. Astral Energy. We can do like Nebulous Veil, and we can go ahead and do Heavenly Hypernova as well. Hio is going to use Heart of Ultima Weapon. Alright, so I assume if you went for Fundamental Force, you have this Vision card. If you don't, it's not a deal breaker. It just helps Fundamental Force do a little extra damage because it will give her a 250% Demon and Fairy Killer. Okay, so I'm going to use that on Fundamental Force on this turn, so that way it's ready to go on turn 6. Okay. Noctis is going to come back and do... Wah, wah, wah. All right, he's going to Enlighten to make sure everyone remains imbued. We can go ahead and do Ruler's Might, and it ends now for the mod boost, and then he can do his 150 amp next turn. Kaito, again, just Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, and Sun Glitter, yeah. That's all we got to do. Okay. All right. It's kind of a boring fight, isn't it? All right. So now Noctis can do, we're going to do Return of the Dawn for the 135% Imperil, Elemental Burst Light, and then it doesn't really matter what his last one is. We can just do another Enlighten to make sure everyone stays imbued with light. And he should be good to go. Hio can do Tyvus' Spirit for the mod boost. Fundamental Force will do Prismatic Energy for the 180 amps. Limitless Surge Plus, and then it doesn't really matter what the last one is. We'll do Radiant Starburst, so she still has a 60% light amp after the burst next turn. That's helpful at least. Okay. All right, Kaito. Yeah, again, just does what Kaito does. Torrential Downpour, Deadly Stream, Sun Glitter. All right, Sylvie is going to shift, do her Brave Shifted LB on this turn. All right, Abigail is going to do drone cover, drone decoy, and let's say anti-physical. Why not? All right. So all the boss's buffs should wear off after this turn. He'll do a 20% heal. He'll do Mirage stacks, which is fine. Kaito's going to get rid of those next turn. And then, yeah, we're wide open and ready to do Big Daddy Burst. Okay. Kaito, all right, is going to do Crashing Waves. Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, just to have something to do. All right, Noctis does LB. Sylvie is going to triple Bolting Strike with him. Fundamental Force does LB. Hio is going to shift and do LB. Okay, and we should all be good to go there. Abigail can just do... We'll do another contingency plan. Drone cover, drone decoy. Okay. All right. So the idea is you really need to push the 50% threshold on this turn. So if your team's not doing enough damage to push the 50% on this threshold, then this might not be the strategy for you. If you're close, if you're like right on 50, 51, 52%, I think you can still make it work. You just push the threshold on turn 7, and then use Kaito to remove the buffs. Then you'll see what happens when you push the threshold, though. So let's go ahead and again, we're going to send Noctis and Sylvie first to ramp up the chain, and then Fundamental Force and Hio to bring up the rear. So let's see how we do it. There we go. That's a pretty hefty burst. All right, so Abby can go ahead and do her thing. The boss is going to remove all of his buffs, he's going to remove all of his debuffs. He's going to put up an Undispellable Defense and Spirit buff, and then just start wailing away on us. But again, thanks to all of our mitigations, we should be fine. Okay. So Kaito will dispel the Mirage stacks easy enough, thanks to his Crashing Waves. Okay, and that re-ups some breaks. But we do need to get rid of the Undispellable buff, so now Kaito does what Kaito does with his Unpredictable Tide. We're going to Torrential Downpour. Actually, we should all still have we still have our killers. So what we're going to do, we'll do Unpredictable Tide, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux, so that we have a Light Imperil. Okay. All right. So you see pretty much everyone has their LB ready to go, except for Hio. He needs a little bit of help. So we will use a Bar Fire Aja to fill up Hio. And then we can just do you could do like methodical mitigation to make sure that no one takes too much damage, and like a drone decoy or something like that. Actually, what would be smarter, because we need to make sure we have our SLB. So I'm going to play this. We might not kill the boss here, actually. I'm going to play it assuming that you don't kill the boss on this turn. So Abigail needs to do her SLB so that we maintain all of our mitigations. So Sylvie is going to do I've Got Your Back on Fundamental Force. All right. Poach Demon on Fundamental Force, and then a Clever Paladin Strike to finish filling up Hio. Okay, Abby does her SLB, and then we just reload. This should kill the boss. Okay, emphasis on should. It might not, but it should. All right, so let's see how we go. All right, perfect. You know what? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's better that I show you what to do in case you don't kill the boss on turn 7. So that actually worked out beautifully. Boss is just going to do some attacks. It's not a problem. Everyone survives. And we just reload and nuke this guy. Okay. All right, everyone should still be imbued. Let's double check. Yep, we still have imbue, we still have all of our killers. So yeah, we should be good to go. So let's just use Sylvie. All right, how much are we gonna need? Looks like everyone's pretty much ready to go. So Sylvie's just gonna do her Brave Shifted LB so that we maintain our buffs and our LB mod boosts. And we're gonna use, boom, boom, Abby to finish filling up. And let's just do it. Even Kaito can get in on the action. Actually, I tell you what, let's have Kaito chain with Noctis. All right, that way we can ramp up the chain again. You know, again, we're probably gonna kill the boss no matter what from here, but you know, better safe than sorry, right? And there you go. All right. Safely killed. Even did a one more damage cap just to finish out the fight. Why not? Okay. And there you go. There's another rank 1 clear, slightly different team. All right, different rotation. A little bit, you know, a little bit cleaner. There's your rank 1. Obviously, Fundamental Force is leading the pack, and Hio and Noctis just kind of bringing up the rear there. All right, this is it's her Clash of Wills, so she gets to own it. All right, done with my farming, thankfully. So now let's take a look at the gear. Okay, I'll turn on the Party Elemental Resist mod. Okay, so Abigail, basically it's just some basic bulk. All right, Blizzard Orb for counters, that's helpful for healing, MP refreshing, LB fill, all that jazz. So a Blizzard Orb is really, really helpful there. And then just, yeah, a smattering of Elemental Resist, just kind of making sure she's good across the board on everything. It's mostly light and dark attacks that you get in this one. Melissa's Vision card, you don't have to have Melissa to have this Vision card. It's free in the Perma VC shop, so definitely go pick up a few. They're great because of the 400 morale fill they do every turn. All right, so that's every turn, 400 morale. All right, that's really, really helpful in just building up that morale quickly. All right. Sylvie, all right, pretty much the same thing, just some basic bulk. She does have passive provoke, and pretty much the exact same gear in both forms. Just, yeah, a smattering of resist. They're not quite as important for her. Again, Melissa's card for the 400 morale fill every turn. Fundamental Force. So she got Kaiser Knuckles in one hand for the chain speed boost. Her own TMR upgraded in her other hand. If you're not sure how to upgrade her TMR, you get the recipe when she reaches EX2, and then you can upgrade it to the 300 attack version. Otherwise, Ruler's Chainmail. I went very light on the Clash of Wills gear on this one. I think it's just this one, and then I think the Ruler's Regalia. Those are the only two pieces of Clash of Wills gear that we have here. Otherwise, just high attack gear. I didn't put an EX ability in there because I wanted it to play out very similar to like an EX2 Fundamental Force. So no EX ability there. Otherwise, just, you know, maxing out her stats. She already maxes the killers pretty easily on this one. Hio's card, because it's the best one that I have for her. And yeah, she's maxed out Overkiller on Beast because she has Ifrit Esper. All right, and she is good to go. Kaito, Empress's Rod, Treasure Memorial Ring for that turn 1 morale fill. You need to have some form of equip rod in this form to do that. In his Brave Shift form, really just MP reduction so that he can cast his abilities after the MP drain, after that first fight. That's really the only thing. He's not built for killers at all. He's even got Melissa's Vision card here so that he is contributing to the morale fill, and that's pretty much all he needs. He's not here to deal damage. He's just here as a support unit. Noctis in his normal form, High Celestite Bracer, is there to extend all of his mod boosts there in the final fight. If you don't have it, it's not a deal breaker. Don't worry about it. Seriously, like it's not going to make or break your clear here. He's not dealing that much damage. Tyvus' Spirit is there just to increase his mod boost, his LB mod, and that's pretty much it. Brave Shift form, you know, full on attack gear. and making sure you've maxed out his killers. So there you can see the killers that we're using. He's using Frosty's card because he is a Clash of Wills unit. Maxed out on all the killers, and 350 dragon because he has Odin Esper, which has the overkillers for dragon, if you're wondering. Okay. Heo in his normal form, he does have the Ruler's Regalia there. Tyvus' Spirit for the mod boost. And then, yeah, full-on attack gear in his Brave Shift form. Again, Ruler's Regalia. So it's that and the Chainmail. Those are the only two pieces of Clash of Wills gear we have on the party. Mysteries of Aldor to finish off his LB damage. And he has the Special Vision card. If you don't have this one, like I said, it's not a deal breaker. Just put a different card on him. Something that, your next best card that you have for him. And he is maxed on all killers, LB damage, good to go. That's all you really need to worry about. So that's it. That's how we got this one done. This is honestly probably going to be the last Clash of Wills clear that I do. Unless we get Wilhelm. If we get Wilhelm before Clash of Wills is over, I know the Clash of Wills goes till like the 24th. So if we get Wilhelm, they said Wilhelm is coming soon, quote unquote. So if we get Wilhelm, I'll definitely want to play with him and bring him into Clash of Wills using, the overdrive mechanic so we can demonstrate overdrive and all of that stuff. I'm definitely going for Wilhelm when he comes out. I love Wilhelm, and he has an overdrive for Clash of Wills units, so he's going to be fantastic for a lot of our favorite units and in Clash of Wills. So he'll be a staple, I think. He'll also be really helpful for the series boss battles. A lot of the series boss battles that have come out are probably going to require overdrive units in order to get them cleared out. So I think Wilhelm will make some of the series boss battles a bit easier and a bit more accessible to a larger audience. But we'll just have to wait and see. That would probably be the only thing that brings me back to do another Clash of Wills clear, unless I'm bored or there, for some inspiration strikes me. Yeah, who knows? We've got the series boss battles, and so I'm going to be kind of focusing on those, I think, for until we get new content. But anyways, thank you guys for following me. I hope this was helpful to you, and I will see you on the other side.